So, welcome, Oksana. So amazing to have you on our CEO mini podcast series. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Kavita. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, pleasure. I mean, we've met a few times, spoken a few times, so I'm really, really excited to hear more about your journey, more about Impero. But I thought let's start with something fun. Tell us something that maybe people won't find on your LinkedIn profile. So some, you know, story or random fact about yourself.
Oh, I have a book about it. No, just kidding.
Where do I buy?
Random facts. I've been to 42 countries. I love traveling. I start in sales when I was 7. So early start, and I love sales. I think most people, it's death, public speaking. The third one probably sales, and I'm like, I love sales. Why not?
I've heard this story, but you got to tell it again. It's the story of starting sales when you were 7 years old.
Yeah. So I grew up. I was born in USSR, so Russia, and we had a farm, like a holiday house. So it was a farm. So we grew strawberries, and my parents are both engineers. They were both engineers. So we collect 2 weeks over summer. We collect 100 kilos. So it's 10 buckets of strawberries every day for 2 weeks, and they will drop me with my brother, who is a year and a half younger, at the market, like some illegal place, with these buckets and with the glass jars and all different equipment. And they will pick me up 8 years later with the empty buckets and pockets of cash.
Oh, fantastic. You clearly had the entrepreneurial genes right from when you were 7 years old.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, looks like it.
Not sure if my 7 year old would survive that, but there you go. So you've had a great career. You've set up Impero about over 20 years ago. Talk us through that journey.
The journey was interesting because I didn't actually plan to come and live in Australia. I came for 6 months to study English, and I say I'm a slow learner. Um, and then when I finished my 6 months course, I applied for residency. I got the residency, and I started the hamper company. And I ran it. It was great name. I was a marketer before I even knew about it. The name was Gifts on the Run. So I ran this company for 3 years. It's become American Express fastest growing business, 2001. I won different awards, but it was very, very labor intense. So I need to manage people. I need to do the calligraphy cards, and I need to package it. And it was before even, website. We had one of the first companies that had a website back in 2000. And then I got introduced through the networking. This is my channel to build a business, um, through the branding agency. And with few meetings, they introduced me to Goodman Fielder. Then Goodman Fielder became a client. They did need hampers. They need more merchandise. So I decided, oh my God, much better model. I don't need to package anything. So we did a big rebrand, and I launched Impero in 2003, so 21 years ago.
Awesome. So it just goes to show your networks and those partnerships you broker really lead to, getting you to that next level of success. What's the story behind the name? I've always wanted to ask you this. What's the story behind the name Impero?
Name, yes. So when I went to my marketing coach, I said, look, I want a name that people don't know what I do, like Sony, right? You don't know what they do. They could do anything. And he gave me 3 names, and I picked one, and it was kind of random, but nothing happens random. It's actually Impero comes from the Latin. It means it's empire. It means that state. You are the leader. You lead. You create. You control. And I thought, oh, what a great name! How
Sounds perfect for
let's
you.
paint it red and let's run with that. .com.au was available, and I walked in with idea, and 3 hours later I walked out with new brand that was created. And then it's great to create it, but then you have to bring it to life. It's completely different process.
No, that's so true. You make it sound so easy, but I'm sure back in the early days and even now, I mean, every business owner, we go through our own set of challenges. Um, what are some of those challenges in the early days that you recall and you feel like you learned a lot from?
Um, Look, it doesn't matter who you meet, everyone got challenges. I prefer not to talk about challenges because what a boring conversation. Like, oh, tell me all your problems. Oh, great,
What do you
misery likes company. Let's bring all the problems. Like, and imagine leaving the meeting um, discussing never ending problems. Like, if you're alive, you'll have a problem. So be grateful that you have it. Otherwise, you'll have no problems. But it's just in terms of finding what's your zone of genius, what's the stuff that really lights you up, and then that obviously everything it doesn't light me up become a challenge because I don't like back end. This is not my skill. I don't like admin. I don't like doing the books and or train staff. Like this is just not my. I can lead, but I definitely don't want to listen to the excuses why somebody late and like dealing with this contracts and all of that. So, but it's required. So for me, my formula is always who, not how.
Okay.
So if you're giving me the task and I ask myself, is this the task that gonna energize me and give me joy? And I know like some people enjoy cleaning. If this is what gives them joy, why should I do the cleaning, right? And even if I'm a good cleaner, so then if I only focus on the task to give me joy, and I find another people, so who is going to do this task, and then because it's give them joy, I just create the joyful opportunity for the person who loves the back end, right?
You're a true
So this
marketer.
is my approach.
No, but that makes so much sense because, in business, there are always parts that you like and there are parts that, not so enjoyable. But it's also about playing to your strengths and focusing your time on the aspects that you can do, better than anyone else and more efficiently. And then I always say outsource to the experts and get
Exactly.
experts and who enjoy what they do to do the other elements. And that's always worked for me. Do you ever look back and think, oh, if I could do it again, I'd do this differently? Do you have any of those,
Oh,
aha moments?
definitely. Yes, I would not close gifts on the run. I would keep it running. I just put the manager, but I didn't know what I like. Somebody said to me, why didn't you sell it? I'm like, good
Sure.
question. But you only know what you know. If I knew I could sell it, it was very profitable business. Um, the fact that I didn't want to do it, it's, you know, if I knew what I know now, I think, hold on, I don't want to do that, but somebody else would love this opportunity to do that, right? But I didn't. But it's okay. This is life. If we knew all the answers, this would be boring life. You just play the ball that's in front of you, and you make the best decision that you can at the time. And it's better than making no decision. So whatever, decide. You know. Um, and then learn from your mistakes. Hopefully don't repeat them again and again and again. Learn from other people's mistakes. Like everything, like business is an experiment. It's no guarantee. It's you have to be willing, and this is why I always say, when people say, oh, leave your corporate job and start the business. No, business is not for everyone.
True.
It's a special, it's definitely not for everyone, because people leave in corporate job and 2 years later they close the business because they don't have capacity or capability, most likely capability, resilience, the thinking. If they've been in corporate, they only know how it operates in these boundaries, and
Correct.
then you can throw into the business world. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
You need to have and I'm saying, like, I do business mentoring and I coach people, but I say it from the very honest, like, please start it, but get some data. Do you have, do some testing? Don't just run away, say sounds like a good idea.
Mm.
This is why 45% of businesses close in the first 3 years, because they should never start it in the beginning. They didn't have what it take, and you need to have it. It's like a primary, like you do in recipe. You can't make a pancakes if you don't have flour.
Yeah.
Full
I mean,
stop.
running a business is comes with its it comes with its perks, but also with its challenges. And you do have to have, a lot of resilience, a lot of perseverance. And as you said, we touched on it just before we started, relationships, and that trust with your customers and business partners. I mean, talk us through that. I mean, what role has relationships with other people really played in your success?
Oh, I don't look, from my astrology point of view, and I've been in yoga for 15 years, so, and I love every single test that's available on the market, from simple, disc and human design and Clifton profile. I done them all, and I play to my strengths.
Yes.
So from the astrology point of view, I have 5 planets in Libra.
Okay.
So, and they all in 10th house. So for me, my operation manual, it's relationship. It's my oxygen. I don't have it any other way. I can bring people together. People trust me, but because I never sell what I like, I have a merchandise company,
Yeah.
but merchandise is just the tools to help me to make the relationships better. Because if I give you my nail filer and then I'm actually with you when I'm not even there, this is me maximizing my presence in your world, being very strategic about it. And my number one skill through the Gallup Strength Profile is strategic. So for me, when I started the business, I didn't know one single person. Okay, forget I didn't speak English when I arrived in Australia, but then now I'm starting the business. I have no office, I have no car, I don't know one single person. So I had one dress, and one of my clients now call it, I walked into Volvo dealership and I had a spray on dress. He called it spray on dress. So obviously it was very, very colorful. And I just did the door knocking, but I was never, like pushy or salesy. Yes, I had something to sell and I was desperate to sell, because if I didn't make a sale, I have no money to pay rent. But sales does not happen if you don't have connection to start with. You need to connect. And also it takes time to build trust. People are always watching you, especially now with the social media. Every single interaction you have with your clients or with your prospects, you're building the equity of you and your brand. They're always listening, or it's why everything is important. I'm in marketing. Every email is important. How you answer the phone, how you show up. It's not like it doesn't matter. Yes, everything is matter. Everything. This is how you build. You have to show up constantly. And everyone want to fast results. Nobody want to do meditation. They want to do meditation on the run. Can you? Of course. You just don't get the benefits. So I think connections, like for me, your business card has no value if you don't have a connection with the person behind it. Because I can print you any business card. I can print the business card, Oksana, president of the universe.
Mm.
And what does this mean? It means nothing. And all this time where people used to go to networking functions and spraying people with cards, it just doesn't work.
I could not agree more. I mean, the power of investing in people relationships and building that connection. And like you said, in your case, through your merchandise, carving out that space in people's minds and in people's worlds. That's, I mean, that's actually the when the magic happens. And I know you're speaking on exactly that topic next month on the 13th of Feb. So looking forward to it. Any snippets you want to give as a sneak peek preview on the making connections through your brand?
Oh, I have a few. Firstly, Simon Sinek talks about start with why. I have to add something to that. I think why is secondary. The
Okay.
number one is start with who.
You said that before, yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
So who are you as a if this is your business, right? At the core, like what's your values? Like for me, I have fun merchandise because one of my core values is creativity and having fun. I'm not saying that it's, things get done in a very, very, very precise manner, but I guarantee that it's not going to be boring. I don't believe business should be boring. Doesn't matter what we do.
No,
And, even if you sell washing powder, yes, washing powder is a boring product, but, and this is Jane Cairo mentioned that at the conference this last year in Cairns, but washing powder is the boring product. But people who using the washing powder, not boring at all. So let's shine some light on them. So start with who, because then when you know who you are, what your brand, you would know, having fun. Who will resonate with being creative and having fun? Because this is the only people that I attract. I don't attract boring people
yeah.
who are not creative. They cannot be in my world because I am the center of my own, universe. I'm the magnet. And another thing that I strongly recommend is, like, I'm a queen of networking. I got 20,000 followers on LinkedIn, and most of them I actually met,
Yes.
right? Yes, it's take, but people say, how did you do it? And when I say to them, I did 20 years ago what I'm doing today. So nobody won't invest 20 years, but everyone wants 20,000 followers. Doesn't work this way. So victory loves preparation. So if you to go out in the world, even if you're doing networking, don't just show up. Don't just rush to the network. Like you can be very, very thoughtful about it. Firstly, is it the right network? Like I love being a member of CBD Chamber. I think it's one of the best networks, and I've been around. Like I've been to, you name it. I've been as a visitor, or I belong to this. Like real connections, having fun. We have, Paul Nicolau is at so many events he's attending. Like he makes the most boring event so fun and exciting, right? It's like even government stuff that normally, like government or tender or board of directors, like in all honesty, it's not people don't wake up in the morning, go, oh my God, I can't wait to go this event. So bring it to the table, but do your research before you even show up. Who is the presenter? You can find out all the information in a period of 10 times. Who do you want to meet? Ask the organizers. I'm interested to meet such and such people, right? They will give you the people, they facilitate the introduction. And another thing, what do you do after? Don't just collect the cards and put it in the drawer and never reach people. Then if this is your strategy, you might as well don't go to the network, just stay in the office, and because you don't need business cards if you don't, it's like a seed, right? If I give you the seed and in your consciousness you don't have a concept that this seed can actually become a tree that will give you a shade in 10 years, you can look at this seed and think, this is just a piece of nothingness, why should I even pay attention? But this is how, if you take this seed with a seriousness and you give it attention and you water it and you have trust that this seed will come to the tree. But otherwise it's very easy to mistreat this seed because it's not significant, right? Like people looking for, we need a significant thing. No, we don't need. We need to pay attention to the smallest details. They say in music, it's the pause that makes the music. Just to emphasize, the pause is important, right? The silence is important. So this is why I look at everything in much, much bigger, I'm not on the road driving my business and driving Oksana and Oksana's life. I am on the helicopter level, looking down and seeing how is everything is working. Am I in the right lane? They say it's nothing worse than being on the top of the wrong ladder.
Yeah.
How often do we climb and we go, oh, I'm on the top, and then go, oh my God, this is the wrong network, or this is the wrong business, or this is the wrong ladder. So before you start climbing, and we have so much external pressure to do stuff, maybe sit and say, what's my purpose? Why I'm doing it? What's the intention of this activity? Then when you look at it different way, kind of everything's make more sense or kind of works to your advantage, because you become very, very focused on what are you doing, and people will feel it. The word's only 8%. You can be silent in the room and watch how your energy and vibration of your heart will attract the right people. It's nothing to do with the words, and yeah, it's what you do, but words are only 8%. So
It's like
when
you
you think
said, victory requires preparation, right? So it's about that thoughtfulness, that preparation, investing in people. But as you said as well, it's about building those genuine connections and then consistently nurturing them over time. That's when you get true results. You can't rush that. It has to come genuinely and consistently. So yeah, really good
absolutely
nuggets.
100%.
Well, switching gears a little bit, I mean, it's only recently that we welcomed you into the BackBone ecosystem as well. Talk us through your initial interactions, your initial thoughts and experiences.
It's again how it's all started, right? By meeting Kavita, and then she said, this is what I do, because I think I came to the event as a guest. I don't think I was a member.
Yes.
And then we had a chat, and then obviously I learned more about it, because it's not about communication. And again, you created this platform for what reason? So people have a platform to deepen the connection, because it's not about more customers not going to make your business better, more business cards not going to make it better, but deeper connections. Like, when is the last time you talk to your existing customers? So, and if you haven't for the last 30 days or 90 days, wow. So you don't talk to the people who are already your customers, but you're saying, oh, I'm going to do SEO to bring the new ones in. What's wrong with the one that you have?
Yeah.
Right? More is not better. More is just more. So this interaction, and then I came to I thought it makes sense. Like, how good is that? You bring the community. You don't even need to go to the physical event. And what I like, that with the chamber, you have a combination of, you show up so people see you in physical presence, and you have connection, but also you have an online thing where it's actually much easier. You can literally just, if you're available, log in, get to know people, bring some value. Just like I said, 90% of business happens because you just show up.
Yeah. It's,
Um,
you can only get what you put into it,
yeah,
really. And I'm
yeah.
glad you recognize that as well, because that's what we're trying to do through our partnerships with chambers and local bodies. We want to give business owners the best of all worlds, the best of, the face-to-face events, have the online events, but then also have the app and the digital forum for those who, networking is not for them, but they still need to, increase their connectivity and expand their network. So it's trying to cater to all the various personalities. So yeah, pleased you're getting value from that as well.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it. It's easy, it's accessible, and I love what you say, playing to your strengths. Because if somebody, like I'm even saying networking, I love it because it's good for me. But if you are can't sleep and your palms are sweaty and you're absolutely introvert, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
My
do what works for you, and then you know, this is the beauty. You have option. It's always a choice. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
You're only choosing if you're this kind of person. This is marketing. Are you this kind of person or you this kind of person? If you're this kind of person, we have a solution for you. But
yeah,
if you're this kind of person, join online things, and also like be the curious person, really connect. Don't wait and sit back and say, what can I get?
yeah.
Be the giver. How can I help you? And you will be surprised if we just change this. Oh, I went to this function, what can I get? No, say, because imagine how people will feel and said, what can I do for you? And they said, oh, I'm looking for XYZ. You go, oh, I think I can introduce you to someone. People are shocked because 95% of people asking for stuff. So
Correct.
if you become this, oh, let me give you this referral, let me give you this recommendation, you become the minority, and minority is the one who always winning.
Because you
If you
stand
want to
out
go
and
with the
people learn
crowd,
from you.
and
And, when you pay it forward, I mean, it comes back to you. It comes back to you in leaps
yeah,
and bounds.
yeah,
So yeah, look, always a pleasure chatting with you. I feel like we could go and chat all day, but really, again, really appreciative of your time. All the very best for 2024 with Impero. Really looking forward to partner with you and seeing all the amazing things that you do with your business. Thank you.
fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed.